I've got something on this window I want to show you. Let's see if I can get it up all the way, because I'm going to need it up all the way. Okay. See, this window is called Jalousie windows. They're window slats and they open. You see what I see? There's one missing right there. Hello. And I've got to figure out what to do with that. Oh, I thought I was going to fix this, but I can't. And here's why. See the slat. See this arm here. The glass holds in there, and you've got this. Sometimes this is bent down. You have to retweak that, or the tip right here, or something, or maybe this deal there is pushed up, and you got to rebend this. But see, look at the other side. Here's the other side of that window slat. The bottom of it is broken and missing. See, this piece right there is off, snapped off at the bottom there and there. And how is that going to be fixed now? See, you'd have to find another one of these and knock off these brads or something, pre-drill it, do something. Yeah, there's a gap back there. I guess you'd have to cut those off with a hacksaw or something. I don't know. Probably a fine hacksaw blade on the back side, maybe. Cut that off, and then you'd have to replace this. You have to order one, or you'd have to replace the whole unit. And usually, like this one has 3 different slats. So see, this controls maybe 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slats, and they come off in sections. But if you can't do that, what else could you do? Well, I don't know. You know, there's a top. That glass is missing up here at the top, so I was going to slip that in. I mean, one thought is you could take the top one off, let's say, and put it down lower, but then you're going to be missing the top. That's no good either. You know? I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. They may have to, if they can't special order that piece right here, they may have to take a picture of it, take it off, and have somebody manufacture that. I don't know. Or an old one that they have in storage somewhere, they can cut that off and then put a new one on there and then pop rivet it on. That's what's going to happen. But that is no good. That's got to be fixed. Because all somebody would have to do is take the glass, or take the screen off, and then reach their hand up here, undo the deadbolt, and they're in. So I'm going to have to report that to the maintenance department of the property and let them mess with it. Okay, and I see why they didn't replace the top glass, because the top glass, you got this blind here that's in your way, and it's heavy now. It's like, how we're going to do that? One thought is to take the trim off, take the actual blind out, or I'm going to have to wedge this, you know, hold that back or something and try to get up in there and slide that in there. I think I can do it. And see how the bottom piece is? See that clip here and there? And the glass fits in there and kind of wink and fits down in there. Now if your glass needs to be replaced, you know, you measure these, and you can take them. Most stores have them about 3 feet or 40 inches long, and then they cut them. They'll cut them to length for you. And I've noticed on some of these, see how they fit in here? They're supposed to fit in all the way. Now look at that one. It's barely on right there. And if you follow this one over, see how on the clip it's fit all the way over there? You could take this and kind of slide it over to the right just a little bit. And I was noticing there's some on here that are just barely on, like they didn't cut them long enough. So there's a tip for you. When you measure, you want to measure from end to end, you know, from right there all the way over to the other end. Okay, and then get your measurement from there, maybe subtract a 16th from that or something. Then you've got full coverage on there. Because I've noticed sometimes if the glass is not fitting just right, maybe it gets pushed over all the way and then this pops down out of there. See, look at this one down here. See, it is just barely on there, huh? Okay. So check your glass out, and they have these in two different ones. They have clear, and then they have obscure. Now, why would you want obscure? Well, if you got a bathroom or a front, like look at this front here. See, this is called obscure. See how it's kind of have little nodules on there, and you can't really see in as much. On one side, it's smooth, and on the back side, it's rough. You can do something like that. They did that right there. They could have left it clear, or like if you got in a bathroom. Okay. Let's see. Let's just pull this blind up. I don't know why I'm showing you this, but you're probably gonna learn something here, anyways. See, if you're walking around in a bathroom, mind you, they're still going to see your figure, but they're not going to see clearly. But I would still suggest not sitting over there while you have that one up, because there's a walkway. You know, if you're at a hotel or something, people will still be able to see, you know, see what you're doing to a certain extent. They're not going to see you clearly, but they're going to see enough. So I usually keep this down, twizzle the windows open for air or what have you, okay? But on the glass, don't buy the glass thinking you have to cut it yourself and get a glass cutter and all that. Measure it and tell the store what you want, as well as the thickness. Don't make the assumption that all glass is created equal. Measure the thickness there. If you want to take your broken piece down there, you can, because see this one here, see how it kind of has a green tint to it? And you want to make sure that your other glass, it's like, what difference does it make? Well, the difference is at the store, maybe they're going to have clear, all the way clear, and it's a little bit different than this, or it's got, or green, or they've got that opaque. So yes, it does make a difference. Take your broken piece in there if you have to. You know, just be careful with it. Wrap the edge with masking tape as you take it down there, or whatever. Okay. So I've got those two pieces of glass in the closet, and I guess they left them in there because that top piece fell, and then that middle piece kind of came out. So see, I'm going to take this glass here, and I think these are the same pieces that came out of there, and I'm going to have to replace that top one. I'm not quite sure if I can do that just yet, unless I have to take that blind out. We'll see.
That's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more